Welcome to the last part of episode 10 of 4D, Def's Daily Dose of Dota. I'm your host, Michael Deficus Plumley, and this is a game between IG and LaiGaming. And today we're focusing, usually, on support play from iG.Chisbug's, I don't know how to pronounce it, his Ogre Magi play, but it's a late game. It's 45 minutes in, so honestly, we're just going to watch the mayhem unfold. For those of you just tuning in, we have a pretty even game. We have a Phantom Assassin, very well farmed, but his team engagements from his fellow IG members can leave a bit to be desired. We have a Blink Dagger on the opposing team's Tide Hunter and a Refresher that in the last fight resulted in our Ogre Magi doing 0 damage because he was already dead by the time the stuns on him wore off. We're going to hop back into the game and see the thrilling conclusion of episode 10, Def's Daily Dose of Dota. Let's hop back into the game and see how it all plays out. When we left off, the third Roshan had just respawned. A buyback coming out from LaiGaming. They would like to contest this, but do IG just have too much damage? We'll see. Ravage is up in 10 seconds. The hero's falling very quickly. Rubik attempts to run in to steal that. That's not going to work. Viper's going to be caught out of position as well. And it's a double kill going the way of Ferrari. He has 2100 gold. He has a... I think that's a Satanic. I was going to say Berserk. He has Satanic along with Cheese now. We saw an Ignite and a Fire Blast going off that game in that fight. And Phantom Assassin, rightly so. Phantom striking in and just doing an absurd amount of damage. So with 2 heroes down, IG are looking to push for the high ground. Phantom Assassin just checking the 46-minute rune, or actually I have no idea what he was doing there. Neither did Chisbug, but now that he's in range, he's going to be bloodlusting. And they want to push high ground. This has been their grand opportunity. The net worth chart tells a harrowing tale for our IG team, losing several team fights as they had amassed about a 3,000 gold lead, and now it's a deficit. They take down the tier 2, but instantly back up, not wanting to push out for the tier 3. They did get a nice ward down here. Spectre wondering about the funny business of IG, so instead sending out the illusions. Doesn't want to get caught out. And we see the massive net worth differential that this Phantom Assassin of Ferrari 430 has. 27,000, 7,000 ahead of the Spectre, but Spectre is all focused on the team fight. Those haunts with radiation, or radiance, pardon me, might as well be radiation, because it's burning IG alive. And with the smoke, they're going to be looking to rotate. Now that I mention it, we don't have a Dota hero who does like nuclear radiation type kind of stuff. Be an interesting idea for a future patch. Yule's Scepter on Ogre Magi, they're catching him out. The one Ravage, the double Ravage, claiming the double kill. Phantom Assassin has the cheese, but he's looking to see what he can do. 56 physical resistance. Eating the cheese, he'll get the kill. Spectre rotating away. Getting a killing spree herself, and then teleporting out. Looking at the fight recap there, the same tale. A high amount of damage for this Spectre with everyone grouped up. The double Ravage, keeping them isolated and in place. But Phantom Assassin not too shabby herself, doing 4,000 damage, and it ends up being a 3-for-3 trade. A much better team fight than the last couple we've seen. However, once again, Ogre Magi, 0 damage that fight. He was able to Yule's Scepter himself, but if anything, that just allowed for the setup and that double Ravage to come out for LaiGaming. Double damage rune coming out for Ferrari. He would love to have had that in the fight. Might have been able to kill the whole team. As we see him moving with Luo to push out the bottom lane. If anything, they might think about using the Aegis on Ogre Magi in one of these fights. If he's just able to survive long enough, he can really get some RNG done. But he's been dying to the refresher Ravage, I think 2 or 3 fights in a row now. And in the last 2, able to get out 0 damage. Luo takes the tower. Shikuchi's away. Thinking about staying to go on Viper, but he didn't know who else was there. Ogre Magi is back up now. And he's just making sure the multicast is going out on Ferrari. He's 493 move speed. So he should be able to get in an excellent position in these fights. That was a good dodge with Manta. The Abyssal Blade, however, going through the BKB. And the Blade Mail was turned on a little late there. Ferrari picks up his MKB. And an easy kill there. We saw 1900 damage being pulled out. Both a BKB, Blade Mail.
Cut from the same cloth.
And Manta not enough to prevent Viper's death. But with the Aegis expiring soon, the cheese has already been expended. The kill count is close. As we saw Spectre secure a kill on that 5th position, Ancient Apparition. That Aegis is gone now. And this Weaver looks a little more vulnerable. Ferrari, though, is big. Satanic, MKB, he is very close to being 6 slotted. Down to a 6-second BKB, though. Ogre Magi, amassing 1700 gold himself. Once again, he's choosing to go for the Yule Scepter this game instead of the ult stick. My preferred method of playing him these days. We gotta watch that kill again on Rubik. I love seeing Phantom Assassin just blow people up. Nope, one more time. One more time. Rubik fade bolting out the wave, but what's that? Shikuchi? PA doesn't care. Fight recap. 1100 gold, or rather damage coming out quickly from the PA. Abyssal Blade for good measure. That'll be down for 47 seconds, but it did secure a kill, and they're going to be pushing out to this tier 2 lane. As our opposing LaiGaming members look to push out the opposite lane. Talisman of Evasion coming out for Spectre. Might want to save for buyback, but he is pretty close to the Eagle Song. 3100 gold, could get it with this wave, and he presumably will with the assistance of the Radiance. Centaur porting home
Radiant's middle tower is under attack
to defend, but he will meet only illusions from the Manta. Still able to do a fair amount of damage, so he's just gonna turn on that Crimson Guard. As we see Chuan and Luo farming up the jungle, and our Ogre Magi picking up some wards. They're not on the courier though. He's just continuing to rotate. Stay grouped up with his allies. It's almost an hour into this game. One team fight could end it. For either side, really. You see the net worth tail. IG have 2 very big heroes, both Weaver and PA. But PA is an agility carry, along with Weaver. They're 2900 HP and 2700, and they're rather vulnerable. Not quite as big of an HP pool as someone like Centaur. He's 2300 with little to no gear. Spectre, also quite big with his Heart of Tarrasque. Nearly 3000 gold. And he picks up a halberd instead of the butterfly. I like it. Able to significantly cut down on PA's damage. And you just need it for a couple of seconds to buy you a little more time to maybe get the kill on a, what I feel is a relatively squishy hero. Even with the evasion. Even with the evasion. 50% at max rank now. But anything to just prevent the heroes of LaiGaming from getting one-shotted. You see him crit on these waves. 1900 crit. That's before armor mitigation. And we see our heroes lying in wait. Both LaiGaming and Invictus Gaming. Wards are coming out now for the Ogre Magi. He's looking to place this as aggressively as possible. He'll put it here. Great spot. We'll see transitions like this Viper. As we see LaiGaming continuing to farm up their own jungle. Both teams are checking for the Roshan. They know it's going to be up soon. It's up now. The Visage Familiars scouted out. All 5 heroes of IG are grouped up in wait. This time they're a little more spread out. Ogre Magi is still very susceptible to getting burst down. 1600 HP, whereas 2 ravages will do more than half his health. We also see the plate mail coming out for Tidehunter. He's up to 59% damage mitigation. Very critical against a mostly physical damage hero like Phantom Assassin. Although worth noting, Stifling Dagger is pure damage. We see our heroes from IG lying in wait. LaiGaming, wondering if they could take this Roshan. Viper will give it a go with the help of the Visage Familiars, a Tidehunter to tank. They're going to try and get this done as quickly as possible. Spectre farming out the lane, dropping the mana illusions, and then immediately getting back to base. But it's scouted out by IG. Will they be able to get here in time?
Damage.
Ogre Magi putting the Bloodlust on PA, and they will attempt to go in here. The Shikuchi scouting our heroes out. And that is an Ice Blast on 2, but the Ravage, the 1. And Ogre Magi not falling that time, but PA does. And that was also only one of the Ravages needed. Instant buyback coming out. Not the best trade, but PA thinking to himself, well, that just means I have to have Roshan now. Not sure where he's going to put the item, but there's the second Ravage coming out. Phantom Assassin, he's caught out the Ogre Magi. Stampede coming out. PA very low there. He's porting to another lane, needs to use the Satanic to get his HP up. Buyback coming back from Rubik. LaiGaming is being repelled. Visage falling there. And we see some damage being cranked out onto Centaur. He's falling very quickly. Ferrari's moving in on Spectre. Can he run away? Ogre Magi is already dead. Who gives a damn about him? It's about the battle of these two carries. The Abyssal Blade. Wow. So close. We're going to have to rewind that. We saw the Abyssal Blade come out. And I'm even going to slow this down. I want to see how close this battle was. Ogre Magi falling there. Lai, 1200 HP. Ferrari, he blinks in. Gets the Stifling Dagger off. But being slowed down. And the Halberd means no damage coming out. And Luo falling quickly as well. Radiance not really going to help you much if you're dead. So instead, we see with that fight recap a 5 for 2 with a buyback. 2 buybacks, rather. And as has happened many times this game, most damage coming out from the Spectre. 6,500 damage, only 4,000 from that Phantom Assassin. He was getting blown up very quickly, had to retreat, uses Satanic on melee creeps just to heal up. And this 4th Roshan is going to go the way of LaiGaming.
Fallen to the Radiant.
Cheese being picked up by Viper. I don't even know what they did with the cheese. Did they deny the cheese? Interesting. Could have been denied.
Dire's middle tower is under
And they will
attack.
instantly be pushing high ground. 4 heroes are dead. This tower was already low. significant damage is coming out.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
They're going to be able to take one lane of racks, possibly more. That was essentially a dieback from that Phantom Assassin. Weaver, second on net worth, or third now, that Spectre was able to get those kills. Rubik being picked up, he's Viper Strike. Assault Cuirass coming out. He's not sure what to do here, staying at the back, trying to get some bloodlust on his fellow heroes. They've already lost one reign of racks. And this might be two now. The Spectre doing a substantial amount of damage. IG June jumps in, but there's no support. Or it's late. And that might be the straw that broke IG's back there. Phantom Assassin was up in 10 seconds, but now Centaur down for a full minute. Weaver, he can do a lot of damage with his Radiance, but he doesn't even want to get that close. And now the Ravage coming out. They've caught Luo, the double Ravage. He was low, he falls. Phantom Assassin is up now. He's instantly porting into the fight. Going first on our Viper. Viper will fall. He's fighting Spectre now. The Aegis is popped. Telekinesis coming up. Anchor Smash to reduce the damage. Ogre Magi is here. He can push the Ignite to slow the enemy down. Phantom Assassin having to defensively port away. He's 25 seconds on his Satanic. He's low. Quickly blink striking back to safety. That fight recap, still a lot of damage coming out for Spectre, and only her Aegis expended.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And with now Weaver on the floor, they're going for this third lane of racks, and they want it. They have the Assault Cuirass out, presumably from Viper. Yep. And that's one lane of racks left. The RNG not quite enough to claim a kill there. Fire Blast is up in 1 second. He's able to get a 3x multicast, but that is all lanes down for IG in one fell swoop. However,
one down.
IG Chuan porting back to base. We do see Viper down and Tidehunter down after their buybacks. Not quite as much damage put out there in that fight. Spectre doing 2200. Ogre Magi 2100 himself, getting a couple multicast procs and getting several ignites off on the whole group. Phantom Assassin not too shabby herself, but the damage has been done. All three lanes of racks are down. There's a gem casually laying here. AA will pick it up. And IG, I'm not sure how they're going to be able to pull this out. The kill count's still close, and net worth is still in Ferrari's favor, but Spectre has just done work this game. As we see Ogre Magi pushing out this mid lane, he's actually a very effective pushing hero with this AoE Ignite, but not against super duper mega melee creeps. 1200 HP. Not as easy to take down with an Ignite that only does 400 damage. And this is the death push. 4 heroes are out. Weaver coming with a double damage rune. If it will be done, it will be done here. This is their last stand. Smoke is even here on the courier, sticking around for LaiGaming.
Radiant structures are fortified.
The Fortify is used. Ferrari quickly jumping in on Illusions. Not going to be able to get much done there. LaiGaming's very smartly just lying back, lying in wait. They don't even care if they lose one lane of racks. This is mega.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower.
IG going for the second lane, and that's when the Ravage comes out. It's a double Ravage, the Spectre Haunt, and instantly IG just disintegrating. Ogre Magi does not fall that time. Instead, he runs away with Chuan, who is sitting at the back to get a good Ice Blast. But the GG comes out.
Dire's middle tower
Simply too much damage, even with the buyback on PA. He knows it's mega creeps. Weaver's dead. Looking at the fight recap, we see a very familiar picture. I actually want to bump that back. But that was a great game. We saw one of the recurring themes there was the Spectre. When he's able to use his ultimate, just a plethora of damage coming out with the help of the Radiance and our allies being grouped up. Ogre Magi does have to be in range to use his Bloodlust buff, Phantom Assassin has excellent initiation, as he can Phantom Strike into the fight, but the double Ravage just doing work in assistance with Spectre's ultimate. Going back to the draft, that was a last pick Tidehunter coming out from LaiGaming. Not a bad last pick there. But that's going to wrap it up for this edition of 4D Def's Daily Dose of Dota. It's been episode 10. This was a show focusing on an Ogre Magi support coming out from Invictus Gaming's {ChisBug}. Not a bad support either. I think with a little better positioning and maybe no Tidehunter in the draft for LaiGaming, we would have seen a lot more RNG from Ogre Magi. He did an excellent job rotating early with Chuan. We saw him secure several kills. We saw him get a Yule's Scepter instead of the ult stick that was at least designed to improve his survivability in fights and improve mana regen, but ultimately Ogre Magi is still an intelligence hero. He's still a support. He only has so much HP, and with a double Ravage coming out from Tidehunter, he became food for the Spectre. Well, that's going to conclude this episode of 4D Def's Daily Dose of Dota. I'm your host, Michael Def's Plumley. You can find me on YouTube. My username is Def Broadcasting, DEF Broadcasting. Let me know what you thought about the game. You can also find and subscribe to me, follow me on Twitter. Same deal there, Def Broadcasting, DEF Broadcasting. And my Twitch channel, where I air these games, typically Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Twitch TV/Deficus. I've been your host, Deficus, here at Def Broadcasting, helping you raise your score. Till next time.